Hello there, I am Dr. C.N. Okolubo. You're welcome to my YouTube channel where we'll be solving problems relating to business mathematics, business statistics, analysis for business decision, as well as other related topics. I want to encourage you as you go through these videos with me, you have your paper, your pen, and your calculator to solve these problems with me. Also, please do like, share, and subscribe so that you can receive notifications for upcoming videos that we'll be uploading. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me once again on this lecture series on modes of group data. We're going to look at one more example to illustrate how we can determine the mode of group data. Let's look at what we have on our workboard. As you can see, we have frequency of this example. Sorry, this is supposed to be example 3. Okay, example 3. So that we have a distribution, the income, and then we have frequency. What we need to do in calculating mode of group data is to identify the modal class. The modal class is the class with the highest frequency. Can you tell me the class that has the highest frequency here? Thank you. You're following this one. This class is the class with the highest frequency. So this is the modal class. And what we need again is to identify the frequency of the class before the modal class, which is 14, and the frequency of the class after the modal class, which is 10, for us to determine the mode of the distribution. So let's now write our formula here. The formula for mode is given as the lower class boundary of the modal class plus, I will open the brace, and that brace will be frequency of the modal class minus frequency of the class before the modal class. That's my sign for before the modal class, divided by frequency of the modal class minus frequency of the class before the modal class plus frequency of the modal class minus frequency of the class after the modal class. And then I close the brace times the class size. And the class size. So let's plug in these values into this formula. Our mode now will be the lower class boundary of the modal class. This is the modal class, as you can see, the modal class, and this is the lower class limit. The lower class boundary will be what? 30.5. How did you get 30.5? This is 31, which is the lower class limit, minus 0.5. That will give us 30.5. So this will be 30.5 plus, we'll open the brackets. So the frequency of the modal class is 21 minus frequency of the class before the modal class, that's 14. We have 14 here, divided by frequency of the modal class 21 minus frequency of the class before the modal class plus frequency of the modal class 21 minus frequency of the class after the modal class, which is 10. Can you see that here? We have 10. So 10 comes in here, close bracket, times our class size is what? Our class size is the number of elements in a class. So we have 16 to 20, 21 to 25. That tells us that our class size is 5. Our class size is 5. So we have 5 as the class size. Let's continue. This will be 30.5 plus 21 minus 14. That gives us 7. That gives us 7. Divided by, this will be 7 again, plus 21 minus 10. That gives us 11. So 11 times 5. See how we're illustrating this? We now have 30.5 plus 7 over 18. 7 plus 11 gives us 18 times 5. We continue. We have 30.5 plus 7 over 18 what would that give us? Use your calculator. 7 over 18, that will give us 0.39. 0.39 times 5. So I will deal with this first. So this becomes 30.5 plus 0.39 times 5 will give us 1.95. And if you add these two, this should give us 32.45. So this is the mode of this distribution. So 32.45 is the mode of this distribution. That's what we have here. And you see that 32.45 is within this class. A small assignment for you. I want you to try the other formula, the alternative formula for this in this working to see whether you get 32.45. And the alternative formula, all you just need to do is to change this part. This part will be to introduce 2 of the frequency of the modal class minus frequency of the mode of the class before the modal class minus frequency of the class after the modal class. That's what you do. Just introduce, instead of using this, you use this formula, every other thing remaining the same, and see whether you are going to get 32.45. And I look forward to hearing your answer in the comment section of this video. Thank you very much for keeping faith with me. Remember, I would appreciate that you like this video, you share this video, you place a comment or two so that we can improve on how we're delivering our lecture series. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel.